G'day guys. While most of New South Wales has been on fire lately, it's actually been raining up in the Blue Mountains today. So I'm going to go and have a little look around the Cathedral of Ferns and Giant Tree. It's meant to be pretty green and lush at the best of times, but hopefully even more so after a bit of rain. So let's go for a look, eh? My two worst assistants in the world just trotting ahead in front of me. But look how lush this is already. The walk actually crosses the road, which I didn't expect, but there you go, straight across the road and then out towards the giant tree. Ahead, this massive tree trunk just appears out of nowhere. Then the little sign, tree was struck by lightning. There it is. That's one of them. I don't think that's the big tree, but that's our big tree. Out onto what looks like someone's driveway, but just going off those yellow markers. There's one there and there's another one in that tree there. I'm hopeful I'm still going the right way. It turns out that big tree there, which is the first one I saw on the way in, is the big tree. If you end up following the hill too far, up the hill, you'll end up on someone's driveway like I did. So it's much shorter walk than I expected, but anyway, here we are. It's a proper rainforest. Nothing on the undergrowth in the way of proper trees or shrubs. It's pretty much all ferns, just the low light plants. It's a pretty cool spot though. Still exploring the Mount Wilson area. There's a little creek that runs through called Waterfall Creek, and there's a walk along it called Waterfall Walk, funnily enough. So I'm going to go for a look and see what's down there. Hopefully a nice little flowing creek that we can look at. Unfortunately, I've got to the bottom. It's a bit steeper than I thought it would be, but not too bad, few steps. I've got to the bottom and it's pretty much dry. There is a tiny trickle flowing through. And I assume that there is meant to be a waterfall. But instead, there's a trickle running down that rock face. So I found a little spot in Waterfall Creek to pull up and try and take some photos. It's cost me a little bit of mud on the leg to get down to it already, but we got there. So the view I'm trying to sort of get is back up the gully there. It's pretty dark down here in the gully. So I've got my ISO way down at 64 to try and keep the grain out of the image. I've got my aperture set to f11 to try and get a decent depth of field out there into the gully. And that means I've had to drop my shutter speed all the way down to 20 seconds. So that's quite a long exposure for this sort of thing. I've also got a polarizing filter on because there is a little bit of glare on the rocks down here in the foreground that I want to get rid of. And I also want to bring out some extra color in the moss on these rocks here as well. So we'll see how it goes, but that's my plan at this point. I've decided to move up the gully a little bit, and as you can see in the background there, I got a bit of interference from my trusty assistant. Because we haven't got water to work with today, because the waterfall's actually dry, I'm just looking for different compositions, get something a bit more interesting than, just some rocks in a dry creek bed. Don't know how well you can see the scene I'm sort of aiming for here, but we've got this fallen log here with all this greenery along it, and it's sort of creating a bit of a leading line up to that tree up there. Oh, sorry, wrong way. That tree up there. So I'm sort of wanting to use that tree as my main subject and this log as my leading line to my main subject. So I'm actually shooting at 30 seconds now because I've got the polarizer on to try and get some of the glare out of these wet leaves. So it's quite a long exposure, but it is very still down here, so it should be sweet. I've just parked at Winds Rock Lookout, sprinted down because the sun was setting behind the mountains over there, and as it's doing that, there's just this fog rolling in. In a second, I won't be able to see my hand in front of my face. So I was going to do some sunset photos from this rock, but I think this will be the end. So see you later. Catch you next time. Thanks.